Somebody tell me why I did this to myself. A couple months ago, I decided to dye my hair ginger. I did some light research on YouTube. I found a video by Mondo, and it was very informative. I also found some information from professional hairstylists that specialize in natural hair, curly hair, and they recommended using 20 volume instead of a 30 volume. After I felt like I knew enough to bleach then dye my hair at home by myself, I went to the beauty supply store and I got all my supplies. These products have been sitting down for about a month or a little over a month because I was just waiting on, the vibes to just really go ahead and bleach and dye my hair by myself. So one morning at about like 6 a.m. I got up and I had devotion, and then I was just like, okay, it's time. I'm gonna dye my hair. What I didn't know, and it didn't occur to me to know until I was about to bleach my hair, was the bleach to developer ratio. So before I mixed it, I just did a quick Google search, and Google said I should use 1 part bleach to 2 parts developer. So that's what I did, 1 part bleach to 2 parts developer, and it was fairly runny. Also, when I opened the basic white, the scent was just, the fumes or whatever chemicals in there was just like choking me. It was very uncomfortable. So I just put on a mask, and before the pandemic I wouldn't even have a spare mask like this lying around in my house, but we're in a pandemic, so I had extra masks. This was a pretty life-changing decision, so it was a rush of adrenaline, and I was so excited to dye my hair. It was like a challenge. I wanted to see if I would be able to do it properly, etc., and we'll see how it turns out. Quick backstory: as you guys can see on my ends, they're brown. I did bleach my hair. I bleached and dyed my ends a year ago. I went to a salon to do it, and I definitely would not go again. So that's the reason why I'm doing this at home, because I think that I would be able to do a better job. about this time, I realized that there were a lot of black patches in my hair. Same way, like this is when I realized that my technique was off. It's the black roots for me. So I was like, okay, I have 3 options. I can either let everything stay on for longer and then some parts are going to be lighter than some. I can try and apply more bleach to the areas that are black, or I could rinse out some of my hair and leave the rest, but never have time to do all of that. So I just tried to distribute the bleach as best as I could and actually like rake it through, and just accepted that I wouldn't have like an even like tone all throughout my hair. I then rinsed out the bleach when I realized that the front of my hair was getting a bit too blonde. I didn't want it like blonde, just to lift enough so that the color could pop. I didn't really want it blonde. So at that point, I just rinsed it out and then rinsed out the container that I used to mix the bleach, because I was going to use that to mix the dyes. So I'm using Cajun Spice, which is 56, and 38 Sunrise Orange, and I'm mixing both of them together to get the color that I wanted. I did read the instructions on the What's Love dye before using it, and it says that my hair should be freshly shampooed, same thing. So I shampooed my hair with the Redken All Soft and used the towel to just, prevent it from wetting up the place. And I began to mix my dyes. So I'm using, I'll link everything in the description box. Here I'm making a DIY cape using garbage bags to not to prevent the dye from like messing up my clothes and my skin. And it did what it was supposed to. It gave what it was supposed to give. I have no complaints. After I rinsed out the bleach, my hair felt really dry, so using the Redken All Soft, because it is moisturizing my hair, did feel a lot better, which made me feel better knowing that my hair was in a little bit of moisturized state to take on the dye. I did use the entire 2 bottles, so I used all of the Cajun Spice and all of the Sunrise Orange, and I just mixed them together. At this point, I was nervous because I was unsure how everything would turn out. So I was really looking forward to doing a strand test, which is what I'm doing right now. And you guys are going to see my reaction. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. And I was so excited to apply the dye to all of my hair because the color was popping, the color was giving. I only did 1 strand and I was totally in love because the color was popping. The color was this color is beautiful. I really like it. And I did use the brush to apply it, but I learned my lesson from the bleach, and I was making sure that I went through with like my fingers, raking everything through to ensure that the dye was applied evenly, because if I had done that with the bleach, I wouldn't have patches of hair that are still black. Like as you can see, like around that area at the back there, a lot of it is black. Well, not really a lot, but a good amount was black. entire time of me applying the dye to my hair, I was excited and, I felt a bit relaxed as well because my hair was the color that I wanted it to be, and my hair didn't feel brittle, my hair wasn't falling out, everything was fine. So I was just excited to apply the color to all of my hair. In terms of what I would have done differently, in retrospect, I would have raked the bleach through more and been more intentional about ensuring that every single part of my head and hair had enough bleach. And I do think that I would have waited like a minute or so longer to apply the bleach to my roots. But other than that, everything turned out fine, and the areas that are black, they're not really bothering me, and it's really not obvious unless I like part my hair and like search for it. So it's not that bad, honestly. Now my hair is all done. I'm gonna let this sit for 15 to 20 minutes, even though I did let it stay on longer than that because I was doing something. Here I was just admiring my nails and talking to myself, and this is how my hair looks. The shrink is oh my gosh. The shrinkage is real. And my hair looks a bit more red than ginger, like immediately after doing it. But this is how it looks a week later. I was just making a video using my face souffle from Rach Royalty to moisturize my face, and look, my hair looks more ginger than it did when I just dyed it. So the color does fade over time, and as it fades, I don't know, I like every stage of it really. If you have any questions, comment them down below and I'll respond. And I'll also include the links to all the products that I used in this video, including the face souffle from Rach Royalty. If you're interested in more of this type of content, feel free to subscribe. I'll also be posting more lifestyle, cooking, and Christian content, so stay tuned for that and give this video a thumbs up. Bye!